Yeah, I thought I'd just show roughly how I've taken this apart. So to get the lattice crane off the stand, which looks like that, there's 2 screws you've got to take off. 2 self-tapping screws, and they screw out from underneath. And then you can get the crane off. And then what you've got to do then is use a small flat bladed screwdriver. And you've got to position it in on the front, on the underside of the front of the crane, and then push forward slightly. That pushes the front forward a bit, and then you use a large screwdriver to prise the rear of the body off. And then eventually it'll pop off, but you've got to be careful not to dislodge all the pulleys and cables. So you put a flat bladed screwdriver in here underneath when it's assembled, push out those slightly, and then you need a really big screwdriver for the back to get in here. Big flat bladed, push it out and it'll just pop off. But before you do that, you've got to disengage the 2 lugs, tension lock lugs, to disengage the lattice crane boom arm from these links here, and it'll just slot out the roof as well. If you want it to come out the roof, it'll just pull out as well on these slots. There's 2 slots on the roof. Can't really show it very well because it's, yeah, those slots just pulls out there. Anyway, you don't really have to take that part off, but my thing is to get to the motor. That turns a rotation. I just want to disengage this motor so I can have a closer look, because it's not turning properly, the crane. So there's a screw there. Take that out. And there's another screw at the back. Take that out. That motor should just pop out. You can see how tidy that wiring is. It's really tidy. It's really well put together, this. And let's have a look at this. And I found out what's happening. So you've got a brass splined gear, which is there, and that's slipping on the plastic, inside of the plastic gear. There's like a green cog that engages the motor, and basically that must be slipping. It's got stressed or anything like that. It's probably done something inside there and slipped, so I might put a bit of liquid thread lock on that and then put it back. Hopefully it'll work. It's not turning properly, the crane, the rotation of it. Also, now the gear that was broke slightly, liquid thread locked it in place. It just about goes in and out and engages on the clutch. So now you can see it moving. And that's moving under pressure. Right, before it wouldn't have done that. There we go. So now that gear's in place, liquid thread locked, reassembled. I'll just put it all back together again now, so just got to make sure I get all the cables in correctly and put it back in the hydraulic arm boom. Yeah, before I put the hydraulic arm, needs the right hand screw here on the motor taken out. It slots in on little sort of slots either side, pushes in, and then it's held in place with the screw off the motor, so I'm going to have to take that out. I have to undo the motor and have it loose for enabling the gearing to come out correctly. You can take it out completely, but it's really tricky. But I've just half took the motor out, to enable the gearing to be more accessible inside. It's quite intricate, this. There's the other two motors on the side. The electronics board, which is similar to the other crane. That's it, it's in place now. Took the screw out. Make sure that's in. It's just a matter of putting it back together again now without snagging the cabling. As you can see, coming out of the motors, there's two sets of cables that operate the lattice boom. And that's a hook, and the forward and back yaw. And then the rotation is done on this third motor. And then there's another, around the other side, there's another integrated interface there. And that's the third one for the electronic bucket or magnet, which you can have on the crane as well. That's how it's all done. I connected it up. How I did it was make sure the flashing LED is lined up on the roof. Connect the rear body up first and then move to the front. Connect the front body up. What you can do then is make sure you can roughly connect the top beams going into the roof, but not fully connect them. Line up the hydraulic arm, connect that. Make sure all the pulleys are correct. Then when you've done that, you can push down on the top beams going into the roof. They lock into place, and then lock in the bottom beams that come down here, either side. They lock into place, and just check all the movements on it, and that should be fine. And now it's working. I mean, the hook's working anyway. That hook's not a problem going up and down. Now that's working. Seems to be working alright anyway. That's with a broken. You can feel it struggling a bit there when it's going around the gearing because the gear's broke, it's got a split in it. It seems to be coping alright anyway. Because before it just wouldn't move, it wouldn't go back on itself. It would go one way but not the other. Let's see how long that lasts. It's a great crane, but it's so delicate. How they manufactured these on a production line, I don't know. There's that much intricate work on them to get all the pulleys and wires lined up. And there we go, all done.